When Caitlin Clark retires from the WNBA, she's going to work at a Waffle House so she can continue doing what she loves most, fist-fighting black women.
I'm gonna say this. It was a joke at the end of the day, but come on, bro. Come on, man. You could have came up with a better joke than what you're about to say right here. Caitlin Clark doesn't, it's a joke. She doesn't fist fight black women, but like, come on, bro. You know that this is going to get turned into it already is. This is a huge thing now because, bro, how you disrespecting Caitlin Clark and black women? Come on, bro.
Caitlin Clark becomes the ESPYs punchline, and the reactions are explosive during the 2025 ESPY Awards. Comedian Shane Gillis took the mic as host, and within minutes, he made Caitlin Clark the center of attention in the most controversial way possible. Clark wasn't even in the building. She was on the road with the Indiana Fever, nursing a groin injury just days before the WNBA All-Star game. But that didn't stop Gillis from cracking not one but two eyebrow-raising jokes about her, one poking fun at race, the other invoking the ongoing tension between Clark and her critics. The crowd's reaction? Mixed. Online response? Immediate outrage. What was meant to be a night of celebration quickly turned into a national conversation. Not just about jokes, but about race, gender, and the burden of being Caitlin Clark in today's WNBA spotlight.
I don't think Caitlin Clark is gonna find this very funny. I get it. But like, come on, bro. You being like, a lot of people are not gonna agree with this. That's my point, man. And come on, this isn't something to put out there. And you know that the room is full with black athletes in there. You know that.
And just like that, Caitlin Clark was trending not for a highlight, not for a record-breaking stat, but for a punchline she didn't ask for, at an event she didn't even attend. While social media exploded with reactions, Clark was in New York, on the Fever bench, still nursing the groin injury she suffered days earlier in a gritty win over the Connecticut Sun. She'd limped off the court late in the fourth quarter, visibly in pain, clutching her leg. Now, the same player who was set to headline All-Star Weekend, captain of Team WNBA, centerpiece of the three-point contest, and the face of the league's future, was suddenly uncertain to even suit up. Her absence from the ESPYs wasn't planned, it was necessary. Team medical staff and Fever head coach Stephanie White confirmed she was undergoing evaluation and hadn't yet made a decision about her all-star participation. And yet in that absence, her name carried the night. Not because of her performance, but because of how others chose to use it. The controversy only grew louder. Commentators, former players, journalists, all weighing in. Some slammed the joke as tasteless and racially insensitive. Others defended it under the banner of edgy comedy. But what no one could deny was that Caitlin Clark had once again become a lightning rod. For praise, for criticism, for clicks. Even while sidelined, even while silent, the world couldn't stop talking about her.
It's like, so you're insinuating that only black women work at Waffle House. Now, there is truth to that. There are only black women that work at Waffle House, and everybody knows that. There might be one white girl in there, a couple Hispanics here and there. Majority of them are black women. Like saying Caitlin Clark's gonna go work at Waffle House, you're gonna be punching on black girls. That's not good, bro. That'll be honest with you. Some of you guys might not like my take, and I get it. It's a joke, so it's like, that's why I'm not going too hard. But at the end of the day, bro, you gotta come up with better jokes. This shit is stupid. This is lame. This is a lame joke. This is a dumb fuckboy joke right here. This is stupid.
So where does that leave Caitlin Clark now? Injured, under a microscope, and still expected to carry a league on her shoulders. The ESPY controversy wasn't just about comedy. It was a mirror, reflecting the complicated, messy, emotional reality of what Clark represents to so many people. To some, she's the hero, the player bringing women's basketball to new heights. To others, she's a symbol of systemic imbalance, of who gets celebrated and who gets sidelined. But at the center of it all is a 22-year-old rookie asked to perform, to represent, to endure, even when she doesn't say a word.
Oh man, I've got all kinds of things for this video. I was wrong. It turns out the Fever playing Steph White ball are much better and more entertaining without Caitlin Clark. CDS Sports Podcast. By the way, this was akin to getting a root canal. It was an awful, putrid, boring watch. It really was. It really was. So while you were watching the Indiana Fever's demise, over on ESPN, they were having the ESPYs. Boy, the Caitlin Clark haters they'll be in shambles. They'll be punching air. I've already seen Angel Reese fans mad about this. I've already seen it.
But Caitlin Clark wasn't in Los Angeles soaking up the spotlight. She wasn't in a gown, walking the red carpet holding her ESPY trophy. No, she was in New York, behind the scenes, out of the camera's reach, surrounded by her Indiana Fever teammates, and nursing an injury that might steal away the moment she's worked her whole life for. It happened quietly. No dramatic fall, no collision. Just under 5 minutes left in a grinding, physical win against the Connecticut Sun, the top team in the East, and Clark came up limping. She grabbed her inner thigh, jogged it off, tried to stay in. But the pain, it told the truth. She asked out, and on the bench, cameras caught the moment the mask dropped. Clark in visible pain, wiping away tears, shaken. It was more than just an injury. It was the fear, the reality, that her biggest weekend as a pro might be slipping away. Because All-Star Weekend was never just another game for Caitlin Clark. It was her weekend. The three-point contest, designed for her sharpshooter legacy. The All-Star Game, held in Indiana on her home court in front of the fans who've packed arenas to see her night after night. She was named a captain, the face of the event. The WNBA built this weekend around her. The rookie with record-breaking ratings, the player who changed everything. And now, it's all in jeopardy. The team says she's day-to-day. Her injury is being reevaluated.
This is dumb. You're not going to say this to, this is stupid. At the end of the day, like I said, I know it's a joke, so that's why I'm not going too hard on you. But fans are not happy, man. This is from CC Report right here. This is stunningly unfunny and unacceptable on every level. Absolutely. And the ESPYs need to take a look at this. They need to figure out why this was allowed. Did this not get approved? Because don't they have to go through approvals and things like that for certain things?
And if it's the same groin strain she dealt with in May, she could be one wrong move away from a weeks-long setback. So what happens now? The truth is, no one knows. But while Clark rests, while she ices and rehabs and hopes for the green light, the noise around her hasn't stopped. The jokes at the ESPYs, the Twitter wars, the think pieces, the pressure. Even sidelined, she's still in the middle of the storm. And here's the twist most people missed. Caitlin Clark actually won the ESPY for Best WNBA Player, Rookie of the Year, All WNBA. A rookie season unlike anything we've seen before. Her stats? Unbelievable. Her impact? Undeniable. This should have been her crowning moment. A night to honor everything she's done to elevate the game. But instead of stepping on stage to give a speech, instead of accepting that award with pride and presence, she became the center of a joke, a punchline wrapped in race, violence, and Waffle House stereotypes. That's what's hitting fans hardest right now, because Clark didn't ask for this. She didn't invite the controversy. She wasn't even in the room. And yet, on the biggest stage in sports, the night meant to celebrate her, she was reduced to a one-liner, mocked, sidelined, and ultimately silenced. Former players, analysts, journalists, the takes came fast and sharp. Some said Shane Gillis went too far, that the line between edgy and offensive was clearly crossed. But others looked deeper and pointed fingers not just at a comedian, but at the WNBA itself, at how Caitlin Clark has been treated from day one. No rest after college, no off-season, no time to breathe. Just cameras, headlines, packed arenas, and pressure. An unrelenting expectation to not only perform but to carry a franchise, a league, a moment in sports history. And now some are asking the hard question, Has Caitlin Clark been embraced, or has she been exploited? Because from the outside looking in, it's starting to feel like both. She's the hero, the villain, the savior, the scapegoat, the cash cow, the lightning rod. And now, she's injured, absent, and still, somehow, at the center of every headline, every debate, every storm. Meanwhile, Shane Gillis? Some say he did exactly what comedians are hired to do: provoke, stir the pot, chase the laugh. But others argue he did more than that. He took a league already walking a tightrope and shoved it further into the fire. Because right now, the WNBA isn't just managing a rising star, it's managing a reckoning. And Caitlin Clark? Still silent. No tweet, no interview, no statement. In a media landscape where everyone's expected to respond, she's offered nothing. Just silence. A 22-year-old rookie, trying to recover from a painful groin injury while the world debates her identity, her value, and her role in a league at a cultural crossroads. She didn't ask for this kind of spotlight. Not this fast, not this loud. She didn't write the jokes. She didn't stir the controversy. But now she's at the center of it all. A young woman who came here to play basketball, now forced to carry the weight of a billion-dollar brand, a fractured fan base, and a media circus that never slows down. And while pundits speak, critics speculate, and fans divide, she says nothing. And maybe that silence isn't weakness. Maybe it's strength. Maybe in a world that won't stop shouting, Caitlin Clark's silence is saying everything that needs to be heard.